who have no interest in this kind of thing. They just want to hate. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. They hate Trump. I don't think it's a good place for your mind to be, by the way, to hate anybody. Hate what they do, policies. I mean, I could list things I hate about Trump from like making fun of McCain. I mean, right off the bat, I really, really hated that. And I'm not even a Republican, but like, I mean, people.
No, but you're decent.
Well, people, if you get shot down, you're not a hero. If you get captured, he got shot down. Like, wasn't it? Like he was trying to get shot down, or wasn't when his plane hit the ground and he broke his leg, he wasn't trying to get away. It was so offensive, but I don't hate him. And if you let yourself into that hate, then everything that happens, you only see through the one partisan lens. So that's where your thing is about the signal thing, the worst thing that ever happened. You're right. It's not the worst thing that ever happened.
Sport. Cuomo opens up on life post-CNN, growing up under the Cuomo legacy and surviving a storm of non-stop headlines. But things really ignite when they dissect the Trump phenomenon. The guy who turned politics into pro wrestling, feeds on mayhem, and somehow walks away untouched. Bill and Chris go hard, calling Trump not just a survivor of outrage, but its master, weaponizing rawness in ways no Democrat can replicate. They get on everything from defund the police fallout to America's humor crisis, but it all keeps snapping back to Trump. The myth, the chaos engine. By the end, one thing's clear: love him or not, he's changed the game. Oh, and there's some wild talk on dads, forgiveness, and throwing punches too. Buckle up.
Because they can only do it to their own. Donald Trump is truly the Teflon Don. The media cannot take him down.
No.
Because his people reject the basis of the criticism. There's an old expression, that if you have to decide whether or not to care about what someone says about you, the way you start is, well, who said it? What do I think of them? And people have made that assessment about the media. And they've said, you know what? I don't care what you say about him, because I think that you allow a lot worse. And I think you're kind of what you say he is. And that's why they're not going to get Hegseth out.
No.
But they would be if it were the Biden administration. They can cancel all day on the left. They cannot take out members of MAGA. Trump would have to go bad on the guy. It would probably have to be a federal case to make him even think about it. And there is a power in that for him. Do I think he's handling this the right way? No, but part of the reason he's not handling it the right way is that he doesn't respect the criticism. He knows he can just say, The Atlantic is a failed magazine.
Right.
This guy sucks.
Right.
They all suck.
Yeah.
Okay, but is what he's saying true? Well, who cares? They suck. And we killed the Houthis. That's good. And they move on if they're smart. They just move on, and the media will move on too.
Maher and Cuomo don't hold back. Cancel culture, they say, has morphed into a twisted spectrum. You're applauded. Joke about the left, suddenly you're toxic. It's that selective outrage that drives them wild. How some groups are fair game and others are untouchable. The message: we've lost the plot. Comedy should be a release, not a minefield. When truth becomes taboo depending on who it offends, it's not progress. It's polished up censorship.
I mean, Mayor Adams that name is pretty much in the
I don't
mud.
think Trump did him any favors with how that deal was structured. I was happy to hear that the amicus brief, that the person who was brought in to look at it, who's a very legitimate person, said these charges should be dropped. It shouldn't be that, let's see what happens after the election. It's not fair that Trump is trying to keep those hooks in Mayor Adams like that. I know my brother's running against him, but that's how I feel. I think the federal indictment was weak sauce, and I think this deal by Trump was manipulative. And you either drop the charges, you don't.
Okay, weak sauce. You talking about the actual thing itself, the deal with Turkey? Well,
yeah.
Right,
it's
agree.
like upgrades.
I agree. I thought the same thing. I'm like, of all the things politicians do, this guy, I mean, of all the places, Turkey.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, was it completely right that Mayor Adams will now say, oh, I don't think there was, I read about it. There's not, I know what the Kardashians say about the whole Armenian genocide, but you know what? I've looked into it. It was over 100 years ago. All right, it was Turkey. Can we just all enjoy Thanksgiving? Okay, it wasn't the greatest thing to do, but like the
federal charges?
again, like he and Trump bonded over. It's funny that we bond left and right over what the scalp hunters do to both of us.
Yeah. And it's the parties playing to their
God
worst instincts of those
damn it.
fringes.
What?
It's the fringe. The fringe dominates our dialogue,
Right.
dominates our process. And you're either, look, and then you get really pissed off when you see the hypocrisy of it.
I
What
mean,
is that?
there's I'm roofing you, Chris.
No, what is that that's in there?
It's every show I have to explain this.
Well,
Jing.
it's a dropper bottle.
Jing, I drink it.
Even with all their criticism, Maher and Cuomo keep it real. Trump's power isn't about policy or brains. It's about raw, gut-level connection. He doesn't talk like a politician. He talks like a guy yelling at the TV, and that's exactly why people eat it up. He's not a fix. He's an infection. And that's the appeal. His base doesn't want a solution. They want someone to burn it all down. And Trump delivers. Say what you will about honesty, but the guy is undeniably authentic, unfiltered, messy, and real in a way no polished, lab-grown candidate could ever fake. Maher nails it. Trump shrugs off media attacks because his supporters already see the press as the enemy. When he's targeted, it doesn't hurt him. It confirms everything they believe. Scandals don't sink him. They feed the legend. Trump isn't just running for office. He's headlining the biggest reality show in America, and every outrage only makes him stronger. That's the twisted brilliance. Everyone else? Still trying to figure out the script.
You know, why was that guy canceled? Why was she canceled? Something happened, right? And these people move on. I don't think it's an unfair level of scrutiny. I don't know what the mechanism would be. I don't know how to do it, but I do think that if you are in the scalps game, you should be open and investigated as well. And I know that a lot of the brothers and sisters in the media will say, well, you're going to have a chilling effect on journalists. It depends on what you're reporting on. If you're reporting on why they invoked the state secrets privilege in the litigation about the migrants that they sent out of here, then go deep and take it where it leads. But if you're just trying to get the guy for his sex life, if you're just trying to get him for something, cancel him, then why shouldn't that be done to you? And then see how ready you are to find that relevant the next time. Because we didn't used to report on that. I can't tell you
Sex
how many
life, are you talking about your brother?
No,
Oh.
because his party has rules. His party has rules. You may not like the rules, but in the Democratic Party, an allegation is enough. And then they cancel you. And he had like a dozen. You know what I mean? So that's the rule of his party.
But
Pass. They're calling out a toxic cycle that feeds on destruction for clicks. It's not justice. It's digital mob rule dressed up as virtue. The same crowd that lifts you up will cheer your fall, then forget you were ever there. Fist at home, drop a like, it really helps. And if you're into raw, unfiltered media breakdowns, hit subscribe. More truth bombs coming your way. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.